Live, it's the Bison Football Show. Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Kleiman.
We had great respect for North Dakota State before we came in here. We have even more as we leave. It's a class operation, and we're very glad to compete against them. Someday we'd like to try to beat them.
Classy group from San Diego, but once again, they were no match for the Bison in the second round of the FCS playoffs. We welcome head coach Chris Kleiman to the set. And coach, congratulations on the victory. And San Diego had your guys' attention coming in. They really throttled Northern Arizona. They're kind of a rising program, even though they're non-scholarship. They get some talented kids in there. This was a good win, wasn't it?
It really was. These guys play really hard. They're extremely well coached. They have talented players, as we saw and a lot of people saw even last year, and then this year. I thought they were even better this year. But hats off to our seniors and to our leaders for making sure that we didn't overlook them, even though we'd beaten them the year before pretty soundly. They had our full attention.
Tremendous first half by the Bison on our Nodak Insurance halftime stats, 17-0. You look at San Diego, they couldn't do anything offensively against Code Green and that Bison defense. Third downs was a story all afternoon. San Diego really struggled, 0 for 7. Great job by the defense. Before we get to the second half, on the Gate City Bank hot seat, Darius Shepard. Darius, what is the most enjoyable thing you did this past summer?
I would say go to the lake with the guys.
Okay. Tell me something cool about your hometown, Blue Springs, Missouri. Tell us.
It's a pretty cool place. I'd say you have to go check it out yourself and, find out.
Okay. Do you like to text or talk more when it comes to phone usage?
Definitely talk.
Okay, here's a question from the fans. If you had to give up movies or video games, what would you give up?
I'm going to go with movies.
Okay. If you're given $10 million this afternoon, what would you buy first?
Probably family vacation.
Okay. What makes a great leader?
Someone, that works hard and I say is accountable.
Tell us what you like most about the new locker room.
Ooh, that's a good one. Probably just the look. The overall look is pretty cool. So it's nice.
The branding's nice, yeah. What does the tradition of Bison football mean to you now?
Brotherhood. Everybody has each other's back, and we all care about one another. So.
All right, thanks, Darius.
Yep.
Well, Coach, at halftime, it's 17-0. How did you feel?
Well, we felt good, but we felt we left some opportunities out there, and we just challenged the guys to have that same fast start we had in the first half and the second half, and boy, did they respond.
Yeah, they sure did. And there's the final score on the Nodak Insurance scoreboard, 38-3. Total yards, 472 to 174. 1 of 14. Great job by Code Green to get off the field. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
We're extremely hard on ourselves, but this is where we're supposed to be, and that's what we believe in. And we're just going to keep fighting, going one game at a time. But we have an ultimate goal that we're going to try and achieve.
It's just so nice to be able to plug, 3 different guys in there really, and know all 3 of them are going to make plays. And you saw all 3 of them, make big ones today. And so it's just nice when you're able just to keep them fresh, and they're able to get in rhythms on their own. And offensive line's doing a really good job opening things up for them.
We like to pride ourselves in, making people miss or either making the first guy pay for it. Coach always says, don't let one guy tackle you. So we just pride ourselves as being that core group. We have all different abilities, and we just put them to use.
This is a really confident group. There's a lot of good leaders, and our senior leadership is awesome. And so it's a confident group. Special teams continues to play better. Offense, defense, we'll just keep getting it going. And I think it starts with the preparation throughout the week, and building from there.
Playoffs is like a different season, we say. So we just attack it. We focus on one game at a time. You don't want to get ahead of yourselves, lose sight of what's in front of you. So we just focus on week by week and just keep attacking it.
It felt really good. We held them to 3 points, and we probably should have just held them shut out, honestly. We played really physical up front, kind of figured out what they were doing early, and I think our playoff mustaches helped a lot. So,
playoff mustaches. I like it, Tangway. Well done. Well, in the playoffs, we like to hear the opponent perspective. Once again, San Diego handled themselves with pure class in their second trip to Fargo.
They've always had monster-sized guys up front. This is the Alabama of the FCS, and we're highly impressed with everything that they do on both sides of the ball in the kicking game. But I thought the offense today was, particularly the run game, was extremely tough for us to handle.
These guys, they play whistle to whistle. A lot of guys in our league, sometimes they're a little guilty of not going all the way to the whistle. And I think that's something we usually can take advantage of. I think, like I said, you know, they're going whistle to whistle, so you got to be bringing your A game the whole time, and I don't necessarily think we did that today or last year for that matter.
The Missouri Valley, to me, is the SEC West. They're all big. They're both, all the teams in it are physical. And if you don't have those kind of people, you're not going to survive. And we're not in that size. We're trying to get there. But I think our kids possess the same amount of desire and toughness. They just lack a little bit of the physical qualities, and that showed up out here today.
I could listen to Dale Lindsey talk all day. Great stuff right there. The Nodak Insurance Player of the Game this week was linebacker Nick DeLuca.
Just the way their offense is, I was put in position to make a lot of plays and have some opportunities, so that was fun. Better than spreading the field out. That's more my game, is in the box and make some tackles. So it was fun, and just, you know, I was excited for that opportunity.
Nick not only looks 100%, he looks about 120%. He's playing really well.
Yeah, he's playing really well. The week off really helped all of our guys, but you look at the guys that have come off of surgeries, Nick and Nate, it really helped those guys to be able to heal up for a week and play full speed and look fresh.
One injury in this game was Jalen Allison, another Omaha kid. He did have to leave the game for a concussion. How serious do you think the concussion is?
Yeah, we'll find out. I really don't know. Those things take a few days to decide if he can pass some of those impact tests and stuff.
No question. We'll have to watch that throughout the week. All right, let's move on now. Let's move on to Wofford. The Wofford Terriers, quite a team. They run a wing bone. They call it the wing bone. Here's the names you're going to have to get used to. Brandon Goodson is the quarterback there on the right. He's a senior. And the three running backs, they have the fullback and Andre Stoddard. He's 230. Lennox McAfee's a big play guy. Blake Morgan is the guy that catches it and runs it, led him in receiving. They got some horses in this option game, don't they? They really do. It's a great offense. They've been running it for a long time. Had the ability to play him in 2012 in a 14-7 game when they had the great fullback, and just a well-coached physical team, and they're as good on defense as they are on offense. Yeah, there's no question. We're going to talk about that right now. Their defensive line, I think, is the strongest part of their team. Their head coach is one of the longest-standing head coaches. As we take a look at his biography, Mike Ayers, he's been there 30 years, led them through NAIA, Division II. I mean, this program has come through a lot with Mike Ayers, 5 SoCon championships now, and they've kind of been a regular in the playoffs, haven't they? Yeah, they really have, and our people know all about Youngstown State. Youngstown State beat Wofford last year, I think in an overtime or a double overtime game to get to the semifinals, and so just as a comparison, it's a really good team that would fare really well in the Valley. Yeah, there's no question. They were right there with that physical Youngstown team last year that went to Frisco. So Wofford, a very good opponent. There's a little bit of a snapshot of them. We're going to take a look back at the Bison, Jabril Cox, the fantastic year he is having, and take a look at our future crop, a young North Dakota kid who is trying to work his way through the walk-on program. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. Jabril Cox has emerged this season for the NDSU defense. It is pretty rare for a freshman to make this big of an impact for North Dakota State. Jabril has turned heads and as a result is getting tons of recognition for some of the biggest awards in the Valley and FCS for that matter. Alex Egan has this week's Olaf Anderson construction feature story.
He's a redshirt freshman, but he's certainly not showing it during his play on the field. Jabril Cox has filled up the stat sheet in his first season of play, leading the Bison in total tackles, tied for the team lead in tackles for loss, and he sits third in sacks. He might have surprised fans and those watching on the outside, but on the inside of the Bison locker room, his potential was noticed early on.
They were just telling me that I can make an impact. I have to put my mind to it, and also that I'm not a freshman anymore. I know scout team, you're not a scout team player anymore. You're going to come in and make an impact for the team, and that's what I had to do.
Cox started the season on special teams and picked up some time at outside linebacker during the first few games of the season for NDSU, where he's continued to shine. The outsiders took notice too. In October, Cox became the first Bison to be named to the Jerry Rice Award watch list, given to the best freshman in the country. Then he earned Missouri Valley Football Conference Freshman and Newcomer of the Year honors, becoming just the third player in conference history to sweep both awards.
Well, that's an honor. I know not a lot of freshmen come in and play at NDSU, a redshirt freshman, but it's been an honor to get those accolades and just give more exposure to the NDSU program.
Cox says his patience of the process has been key. The game slowed down for him, and he was able to learn from seniors Nick DeLuca and Chris Board. The year Cox has put together has been an eye-opener for the rest of the conference and the country to take notice. But even he didn't see this type of year so early in his career at NDSU.
I was just patient and just letting God handle everything, and I guess it worked out in my favor.
For the Bison Football Show, I'm Alex Egan.
Coach, we've talked a lot about him, but he continues to get better and better. He started on special teams. You know, he gets the tackles there. Then he becomes a regular on defense, continues to produce.
Yeah, make the most of your opportunities. And when his opportunity came about in the Youngstown State game, he took full advantage of it. And you're right, he's still learning. And he knows that he's still learning and has so much better football even in front of him. But he's been an impact guy for us without question, and looking forward to continuing to watch him.
Freshman play, Robbie Grimsley started as a true freshman, but it's not common, is it? This is a development program where we like the juniors and seniors, so the fact that he's on the field says a lot about his ability. Yeah, the fact that he was on the field as a freshman, was the newcomer and freshman of the year, which you're right, at North Dakota State that just doesn't happen that much because of guys that have spent the time in the program, but it just goes to show you what everybody else thought of him within our league, whether it's the coaches or media writers, when they elected him as the newcomer and freshman of the year. Yeah, no question. Great job, Jabril. Keep it up. Well, walk-ons are a big part of the program for the Bison. We check in with one in this week's Peterson Farm Seed Future Crop of Bison. We've heard the story before. A kid from North Dakota dreams of playing for the Bison, comes to Fargo with nothing promised, rolls up his sleeves, and works to earn his spot. Some of the guys who became household names took this route. Jackson Hankey of Park River, North Dakota might be the next. Hard-working, tough kid who beams with Bison pride, and you listen to him talk and you find a mature kid who will do everything to crack the lineup someday.
I just look at it as an opportunity to get better every day and to slow the game down for me too, because I'm going against guys that are experienced and whatnot, and I just, you know, they talk a lot about embracing your role around here, and I just got to be patient and know that hopefully my time will come eventually. For me, the biggest thing is how my career turns out is dependent on me, not on anybody else. It's all about what I do here, not about what anybody else can do, and I just look at it as it's up to me what ends up going right for me.
Man, for me, Coach, to hear someone say, you know, it's about me, I have to do the work, and, you know, that's how a walk-on can succeed, to come into the program with that kind of mentality. Yeah, he has that mentality, and he's making an impact on our scout team. And if you'd ask Ty Brooks, Lance Dunn, or Bruce Anderson what kind of impact Jackson Hankey has, they would tell you, because he's the hardest guy to block on pass rush, and he's got a knack to do it, and we're excited about his future. He's going to play here. Yeah, nice kid from Park River, North Dakota, so good luck to him cracking the roster. We're going to set up a little bit more about this Wofford game, tell you some of the details. Stay with us. All right, I want to get the ticket information out there. So today at 6 p.m. online, the tickets will be up for grabs. And then at the ticket deadline for season ticket holders, which is what everybody wants to know, is 5 p.m. Tuesday, shorter week. There isn't the bye week in here, so you got to get after it. Tuesday at 5 p.m. is the deadline for season ticket holders to pick up their tickets. And we look at the matchup again. It's the Wofford Terriers out of the SoCon. They're the SoCon champs. Very, very good team. Tough physical team. That's their MO. Mike Ayers is a tough-minded coach. They're going to be in here. It's an ESPN2 national game, 11 a.m. early start time. We kind of like those early start times. You bet. We love those early start times, and it's going to be a great week. And Bison Nation, we need you in the Fargo Dome as loud as we can get it. Yeah, there's no question. And we look at the bracket and just the pod and the way things played out this past weekend. Kennesaw State, a great story. I was talking about them last week. What a terrific story they are. They've only been playing for 3 years. They hired a fantastic coach. They've invested in the program, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon, and they're going to give Sam Houston fits. Yeah, there's 8 really good football teams left, was what you want, and the 8 best teams are going to battle it out to see who can get to the Final Four next. You know, Wofford, too, you know, looking back at them, they've had playoff experience here. They were at Northern Iowa. They've been here. They went to Youngstown last year. You know, I don't think they've seen an environment like the Fargo Dome. At least the current kids on this team, they weren't on that 2012 team. Mike Ayers was the coach then, but this team has been in the playoffs before, and they are kind of seasoned. Yeah, they are a seasoned veteran playoff team. They have a lot of seniors on the roster, but we can have an impact. Our crowd can have a huge impact because they're going to be out of the shotgun as well as under center, and it's going to be a 4-quarter affair. It's going to be a great game to watch. Yep, playoff football. Enjoy it, everybody. This is a fun time of year, and this is a big, big ball game this week against a great team in Wofford. Enjoy it. We'll see you next week.